Immigration, we talk about this often. The border is a different issue. Immigration is one issue. I think it can be encompassed. It's one of three issues at the border, specifically with immigration. On Thursday, July 4th, 147 new citizens were naturalized at South Mountain Community College in Phoenix, representing 45 different countries. We naturalized 147 people here in town. If you've never seen a naturalization ceremony, it is one that would make or should make every American proud. These are the stories we should be telling. Instead, we continue to fight over this crisis at the border and how to fix it. For 3.5 years, 3 years, we were told that the border is secure, the border is secure, the border is secure. And then we hear in January, the Biden administration all of a sudden wakes up to a crisis. My biggest problem, there's so many different directions and there's never enough time to talk about all of them when this comes up. The stories of immigration into this country and the great stories of immigrants and what they've accomplished. We know not everybody that comes here succeeds. Not everybody that comes here is a good person. We know that some people break the law just like Americans that are born here break the law. But the successful stories of people, and I'm not talking about great immeasurable wealth. I'm talking about the story of success and watching a family have the course of their life changed because they are allowed into this country legally. I have so many stories of my own. I've told them over and over again of people that I'm very close to, families that I love, that flourish in America. My Cuban friends in Florida, it's such an inspiring story. The father and mother are as people they were like parents to me. But they brought their 3 children at the time on a fishing boat into the port of Miami. They went through Freedom Town. They're Marielitos, Mariel Cubans. You can look them up. Marielitos, they have a registry of the Marielitos that came here. They came here the legal way. They went through the screening process. They were given green cards. Everyone in that family became American citizens at their very first opportunity. They are now retired. They came here in the 80s. Or in the 70s, I should say the late 70s, retired. He put his wife through college. She became a school teacher and taught Spanish in the public school system in Southwest Florida. They own their home. I watched them build their home when I was very young. They still own that home. He volunteers as a police aide. This truly is the American dream. And now they've watched their grandchildren be born first-generation Americans. That is the dream we should talk about. And the families that were sworn in, that were naturalized as citizens of this country, we all deserve, as Americans, just be totally selfish for a moment. We deserve an immigration system that we can be proud of, and we don't have that right now. And we're never going to have it without a secure border. That's just how it works. And unless you and I demand that Congress fix both, actually there's 3 things, but commerce and trade is fixed when you fix the other 2. The border issue and the immigration issue. We see jobs are starting to dry up, but there are still a lot of jobs that are out there that are available in the construction world and in other places where they are begging for labor. And we could help solve, instead of us collecting tax dollars from people and sending it to some of these countries to try to bolster their economy, we could allow some of their people into this country to work, and they could send their money that they've earned back while paying taxes in America. We talk about this far too often, and far too often we see problems. Here's one of them. U.S. officials wanted to avoid the Trump's kids in cages problem. Doing so created another dilemma. This is from the Wall Street Journal. What's interesting is that the kids in cages thing, I can tell you, started under President Obama. I'm not excusing any of it from anyone, but that program started under former President Obama because there were so many kids coming. I was in McAllen, Texas when they were coming. 70,000 young unaccompanied minors into this country. And we saw kids in cages. Those pictures that were made famous, they were from the Arizona Republic when Donald Trump was president. We saw these pictures of kids covered up in those blankets that look like aluminum foil in cages and, behind fencing. Well, those pictures were actually taken by the Arizona Republic reporters during the Obama administration. And then when they were showed by the worldwide media, it was assumed that it was President Trump. Well, it happened. It started because of the huge numbers that were crossing into places like McAllen, Texas, that didn't have the resources to fix the problem. Well, when they were trying to do this, when they were trying to fix this problem, they released children to foster families or to whatever you want to call them. They allowed them to go with these families. And here's a quote. "It does not appear safe for the minor to be released to a home environment that was not fully assessed," a caseworker wrote about a child slated to live in a hostel-like home in Florida with at least 3 adults. A few days later, an official dismissed the recommendation to reject the proposed guardian, according to the internal government memos. Another facility in Pomona, California, 30 miles east of L.A., more than 100 children that summer were sent to a temporary guardians who were issued denials earlier in the process by case coordinators. About 24 more denials were overturned because of clerical errors. We are turning kids over. We don't even know where they are. We don't know what condition they're in. And that, to me, is horrible. It is another symptom of a broken system.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Catch up on Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast, and click the button in the middle to subscribe.